sing it to you. Hallelujah, our God reigns, yes, and hallelujah, our God.
Hello, greetings from North Carolina. I am so happy to be able to say hello in this special day. Today we celebrate Mother's Day. We celebrate mothers all over the world, and I want to celebrate you as well. We thank God for your life. The office of a mother is one of the most important offices. God has graced us to be a mothers. We brought children into this world. What a great opportunity God has trusted in our hands. We thank God for your life. I hope that this day is a very good day where you are celebrated, spoiled, honored. I wish all goodness that God has in store for you. I want you to know that though we've been apart because of this coronavirus, you are never forgotten. Your pastors think highly of you. So we celebrate you, women of God. We celebrate everything that you are to your families. A leader, a woman of worth, a woman of faith. Together we will come together again to celebrate our faith in God. We will overcome. We know that this for surely will pass away. And then we will get together to celebrate the goodness and the greatness of God. In the meantime, receive hugs and kisses all the way from our home to yours. We love you. Don't ever forget that. Happy Mother's Day.
Welcome to Life International, where the nations gather. We are about to enter into His presence with thanksgiving and also worship the Lord with great expectation that He is going to minister to us powerfully. This moment, remember, it's a moment that is special when we actually open our hearts to the Lord and we express ourselves to Him in worship. Wherever you are, you can do whatever you have to do to take one step deeper in worship and let God feel your heart. And as we worship the Lord, prepare yourself to receive His word that will transform you and give you all that you need to overcome all circumstance. Let's get going in worship.
The splendor of a king, clothed in majesty. Let all the earth rejoice, all the earth rejoice. He wraps Himself in light, and darkness tries to hide, and trembles at His voice, trembles at His voice. How great is our God? Sing with me, how great is our God? And all will see how great is our God. Age to age He stands,
Hello, our dear ones. We welcome you to Life International, where the nations gather. But under this circumstance, we are practicing the protocols of social distancing. However, we are connected in the spirit. And as we come to you with this broadcast, it is our hope and our prayer that the Lord will minister to you specially and also to let you know that you are very important to us. We appreciate you.
We miss you so much, and though we need to keep our social distance, we send hugs and kisses virtually. We want to tell you that we love you. We are looking forward to see you back at church. Please keep the protocols of keeping safe, stay at home, anything that you need. We want you healthy, we want you strong, but don't you forget that we love you and we're praying for you and your family.
And remember, to stay in the loop and to keep up with what's going on, make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms. And don't forget to share us with your friends and family.
And we look forward to seeing you soon. Let's get ready and enjoy a good word. And don't forget, your friends need the same thing you are about to enjoy. Get them on board and let's all together share a good meal, which is God's word.
Amen.
See you soon.
Bye. Bless you.
Well, today I have a very special message for you, and I want you to prepare your heart for this message. You know, I'm going to deal with a subject that is sensitive but very practical. I want to talk about law, and I want to deal with law from a different perspective. When we talk about law, we're talking about something that we all live by. We all live by laws, we live by principles, and also we live by words or affirmations that guides our lives and that prepares us to be all that we ought to be. But today I'll take it from a different angle. We're talking about law from a mother's perspective. So we may call it a mother's law. A mother's law. And if you allow me, I'll take you down, let's take a ride down memory lane. And I want you to just think about some few things that I'm going to put out. You see, we all have memories. We all have memories. Every one of us have memories. And let's go on this journey. Let's take this memory lane. When we talk about memory, what are the things we're talking about? And I want us to pay close attention. When we talk about memory, we're talking about things that we have observed. Things that we have observed. And when you observe something, you put it in your mind, it goes into a bank. And that is a memory bank. Things that you have observed. And also in life, we all go through many things. And when you go through things that have so much impact on your life and you bank it, it also goes into that memory space. So memory means recalling things which you have observed, also recalling things that you have been through. It also involves things that you have learned, things that you've learned, and also things that has become part of your experience. So when we talk about memory, what are we saying? We're talking about things that you can recollect or things that you can recall, things that you've observed, things that you've been through, and things that have become part of your memory. There are so many who will tell you experiences they've been through or they've had when they were kids. And as a result of it, they will live their lives in this memory space. Well, I can't do this. Why? Because when I was a child, I went through this experience. I'm scared of dogs. Why? Because when I was a child, I was chased by a dog. I hate darkness. Why? Because when I was a child, I was left in the darkness. So we all have memory. We all have memory. So as we go through memory lane, I just want to make some points, and I want you to listen to it very carefully. And after that, I'll go deeper into the message. Because everywhere we are celebrating mothers, we are talking about what mothers mean to us and what not. And I want to bring us to the law of mothers. But let's go back to memory lane again. When we talk about memory, we're also talking about images. We all have images. Everyone has an image. The image that you have is part of your memory. Also, we talk about impressions. When we talk about memory, we're talking about impressions that you've banked. When we talk about memory, we're talking about words also and actions that you've banked. Anything that you've restored in your mind is in your memory box. So as we go through memory lane, I want you to know that there are some things that are unique to you and very special to you alone. Nobody can take that away from you. This memory lane can do two things. It can be positive or it can be negative. And most of us are learning, and all of us actually have to learn how to put right things in its rightful place in our minds. There are some things that we're not supposed to keep because of the negative impact that is had on us. So if you are keeping things in memory lane or you got memory box, make sure that you are keeping positive things or things that you've learned, things that have become part of your experience, or things that you've retained which can guide and actually inspire you to be all that you can be in life. When we talk about memory, there's so much stories that people can tell. Now, I go back so often, I go back and I walk down memory lane and I recollect or memorize or speak back or rehearse some of my childhood experiences. I mean, some of them I would laugh about them, and some of them I would just see how far I've come and how much those memories had kept me either smiling, happy, or strong. There are some things that I don't keep. And you also do the same. There are some things that you don't want to keep. And these are things that often you don't want to talk about. No, I don't want to talk about it. Don't remind me of it. Why? Because you don't want to go down path to remember certain things that can affect you or can have a negative blow to your life. So we all have to go through memory lane. And as we go through memory lane, let me just make this note. Every one of us has the ability to choose what to remember. You have the right to choose what you want to remember. Whatever you want to remember, you have the ability to choose it. And also you have the ability to choose what you don't want to remember. There are some things that if you ask me today, because they are not too relevant to me, I will try to tell you next. Why? Because I don't want to go down that road. Because some of the memories are so negative that if I allow these to dominate my life, I won't be happy, I won't be fulfilled, I won't be joyful, my life will be stuck. That is why the Bible even tells us, forget those things which are behind. There are certain things that you've been through in life that you don't need to be rehearsing. They are not positive images. They are not images that are, inspiring. They are not words or actions that helped you. In fact, they are not things that you can actually pass on to someone you love. There are certain experiences you've gained in life. There are certain places you've been in life. And there are certain things you've been through in life that you don't wish that even on your worst enemy. Why? Because the impact of remembering that can have a negative impact in your life. So remember, every one of us has the ability to choose what to remember and what not to remember. We are all select what is important for us to keep in our minds, and occasionally we forget and instead keep what is not that important. As you know, bad news sells, negative news sells. At times we want to hear negative things about others to actually justify our positions and say, after all, I'm not all that bad. And at times we want to hear negative things to be able to say, my goodness, this person is worse than I am. It is not good. We all have to remember it's not good. And one thing about good news often is that it goes unnoticed. I mean, with this virus, let's look at it even as it is now. We are all talking about the virus. We're all talking about the deaths. We're all talking about those affected, talking about those infected, and all that we're talking about, which it is true. It is good for us to know these things so we make right decisions, or know these things so we take precautions, know these things so we preserve and protect those who are so important to us, and know these things so that we can keep our lives safe. But do you realize that little is said about those who overcame it? Those who went through the challenges of it all and are coming out stronger and better. Good news will always triumph, but good news are not always easy to find. For those who believe in Christ, the message he brought was good news. The message of the kingdom is good news. Jesus brought good news, and God wanted us to actually attach our memory to positive and good things more than attaching ourselves to negative things. That's why the Bible reminds us again, forget those things which are behind you. If they are positive ones, you can't forget them. And you're meant to keep the positive ones. And those things that are negative, learn to forget them. Let them be behind you. God uses the same method. So if you may even put it in context, you will say that God actually has selective memory. It is true. It is good to have selective memory. And if you have selective memory, you do well. And God has selective memory. And case in point, when Jesus Christ forgave you, he forgave you on the basis that God will not remember your sin against you. He says he threw your sin into the sea of forgetfulness. So God will not look at you as you were, but look at you as you're supposed to be. So he looks at you not in the past, he looks at you in the future. That is why the Bible says that your present sufferings cannot even be compared to the glory which will be revealed. God planned better things for you. Today may be tough, but he promises you, and he wants you to hold on to that promise, that you would get better. You will get better. He wants you to keep this memory. Therefore, whatsoever is of good report. Think about these things. Whatsoever is honest, nice, good, healthy, joyful. Meditate on these things. You see, if you begin to think positively and you begin to operate in that state, I can tell you, you will go where it will be well with you in life. We all have to select the important things to keep and also do our very best not to maintain or keep the negative things, because if you dwell on negative things, your outlook on life will be negative. Your approach to life will be negative. You will live in fear. You will live in doubt. You will live with hatred. You will live with bitterness. You will live with unforgiveness. You will live with the negative, the negative, the negative, the negative. And if you live that life, instead of bringing sweetness out of your life, what will come out of you will be sour. I want you to take this note. On this occasion, choose to remember what is important. And if we are to choose what is important, let's come to the subject that I want to deal with today. I want us to deal with mothers. Today, let's choose the importance of mothers in our lives. The importance of mothers in our lives. And as we choose that, let's go to this point. What does your mother mean to you? What are the things you can remember about your mother? Going down memory lane. Some positive things, experiences, words you've heard, actions that you can remember. And if you don't have a mother, don't you worry. There's somebody who has played a role of a mother in your life. It could be a nurse. It could be an aunt. It could even be a teacher, a next door neighbor. It could be a total stranger. But the important thing is, what does your mother mean to you? Or the person you took as mother, whether biological or by adoption. what does that mother mean to you? So when you go down memory lane, are there some positive things? Are there some experiences, some words, some things you've retained, which has become part of your experience, that you can say, I got this from my mother? What does your mother mean to you? What does your mother mean to you? Number 2, where do you place your mother on a scale of 1 to 10? If you were to place your mother on a scale 1 to 10, where will you place your mom? Where will you place your mother? This is a very important question. I want you to think about it. Where will you place your mother? I know there are those who've had some challenging experiences. There are some mothers who didn't know better. There are some mothers who didn't have the training, or they didn't have the experience themselves of love. There are some mothers who weren't ready to be pregnant, or mothers who may have gone through difficulties, or pregnancy were forced on them. There are some mothers who didn't know what it is that they had, and as a result, they didn't know how to cherish immediately what they had. But nevertheless, in all of these things, the question is, on the scale of 1 to 10, where will you place your mother, or where does she stand? This message may be difficult for some, especially those who didn't have the chance to say, I had a mother, or those who may have had some challenges where mothers transitioned before they could remember, or those whose life was spared and mothers transitioned by death during childbirth, or those whose mothers were taken away from them because of their lack of ability to take care of them, provide for them, secure them, and also cherish them. In spite of all of this, which we understand that as believers we don't pay evil with evil, the point is still, on the scale of 1 to 10, where will you place your mother? Where does she stand? Well, I can tell you, for me, on the scale of 1 to 10, my mother is 11. Not only do I love my mother, but if I go down memory lane, which I do every day, I think of her impact. I think of the words. Therefore, she may not be here physically with me for the last 4 years, but I can tell you, I still hear her voice. I still see her smile. I still feel her love. And I still feel her prayers. The most important expression, gift that I received from my mother was the last time she prayed for me, where I knelt and my head was buried in her bosom, and she prayed a prayer for me and commissioned me, not knowing that that was actually the last prayer that I was going to receive. And this prayer not only meant the world to me, this prayer is still having impact on me, and it's unfolding the words that she spoke over me. And the wish of prayer usually is not expecting evil for people, but when you pray, you literally pray that others' life or things will be better. And that is the amazing thing I remember of my mother. She prayed for all of her children. She loved all of us the same. She loved all of us deeply. She loved her neighborhood. She loved the children. She loved so many and the millions who saw her as their mother, for which she was named Mother Africa. When I go down memory lane, my mind still goes back to her touch, her love, her care, her support, and everything that she had literally put into my life. Let's go down memory lane and let's make this discussion very important and practical. So as I teach this morning, I want us to really look at this important species, which is a mother, the mother. You know, every mother has laws, and every mother have rules. And whatever you get from the best lawyer, apart from God, which is your mother, I can tell you, she will make sure that you are not kept in prison too long. Because she is not only a lawyer, she's also a judge. And she always vindicate you, even when you are guilty, and make sure you are protected from the very ones who will keep you behind bars and never allow you to see a light of day. Let's look at, and let's take note of this. Everything born into this world came through the female species, which is the mother. And when we talk about a mother, there are three definitions I would like to give you. When we talk about a mother and the meaning of a mother, let me give you quickly the definitions of a mother, then we go further. The first thing, a mother is a female parent. That's the first thing. A mother is a female parent. A female parent. We all in this world, we didn't come by one person. We came through the means of a man and a woman. God told them, multiply, replenish the earth. So none of us ever came to this life without coming through a mother. Mothers were the ones that incubate us. Mothers were the ones whose womb were used to bring us into this world. So every mother is a parent, female parent. So when we talk about parenting, we're not talking about just the male. We're talking about male and female. So the mother, the meaning of a mother is a female parent, number one. Number two, the meaning of a mother is a producer of an offspring. A producer of an offspring. A producer of an offspring. A mother is one, a parent, a female parent. Number two, a mother is a producer of an offspring. We are all from a producer. You know, everything we see and we enjoy, especially if you watch movies and all of that, and you're listening to the news doesn't come out without a producer. Without a producer, news will not come out. Without a producer, songs will not come out. Without a producer, stories will not be told. Somebody have to produce. And mothers are also known as producers of offspring. That means they bring forth, and what they brought forth will also bring forth, and so continue. Mother is a producer of offspring. And the third meaning of a mother is a woman of authority. A woman of authority, or a woman in authority. Every mother, number one, is a female parent. So your mother is a female parent. Whether she is alive or dead, she is a female parent. Number two, a mother is a producer of an offspring. Whether she is still alive or transitioned, she is still a female offspring. Or number three, mother is a woman in authority. Whether you know it or not, she is in authority. She's a woman in authority. Now, it makes no difference if you came from a home where your mother's voice was not heard, where you had a father who is domineering, or you grew up in an abusive environment. Let me just tell you, these three things that relates to a woman were still in operation practically in your mother's life. She's a parent. That's why she always tried to protect and guide you. She's a female offspring, a producer of offspring. That is why when anything touches you, it touches her. She's a woman in authority. That's why she wants to make sure that before anything hits you, it goes through her. Every mother, every woman has this potential in her. Every girl has this potential in her. Because within every girl, there's a woman. And within every woman, there's been a girl that have grown to that process, or that's gone through the process of development to the point where she is a complete mother. Mothers are very critical. Mothers are very important. And in my case, my mother is not here, but I'm still obeying her. Because her words have protected me. Her words have guided me. Her words have inspired me. Her words have healed me. Her words have also given me confidence, and her word had assured me that I'm never going to be alone. Even though she is not here, I am still obeying her. That is the most powerful thing about children who have connected with their mothers, or children who know the value of their mothers, and children who respect the laws of their mothers, because the laws of our mothers are still working. It's still working. I have a great father, and when we come to Father's Day, I'll talk a lot about my dad, but I want you to know something. My mother had a single impact on my life, second to none. She had many children, 10 children, but she raised none of us. One transitioned before I was born, but the love that she showed us, and the support she gave us, and the security that she provided us, made it difficult for us to forget her. My mother is still speaking, and her laws are still followed. Mother's law. I hope you're just doing the same. There are some things about your mother that you may not even like, but I hope you don't forget her laws. Listen to what the Bible says in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1 through 3. Ephesians 6, 1, 2, 3. This instruction is given to everyone. But before we go into the word, let me just say this to you. I don't care how old you are. You may be 99 years old. You are still somebody's child. Therefore, whenever your mother and father come into equation, you're still a child. You're somebody's child. Keep that in mind. No matter what, you're still a child. You are somebody's child. In relation with deity, or in relation with spirituality, God is our Father, so we are His children. We are His children. And listen to what it says in Ephesians 6, 1 to 3. It says, children, obey your parents in the Lord. Obey your parents in the Lord. At least, for the sake of the Lord, obey your parents. It is that children obey your parents outside the Lord. It said, obey your parents in the Lord. For the sake, because so many people have taken this out of context, that I'll only obey my parents if they are Christians. They don't have to be Christians for you to obey them. Children, obey your parents in the Lord. If your bills are paid, you are a child. That is why no matter how old you get, as long as God is taking care of you, you are His child. If you are 18, 25, 38, 90, and you still being your financial needs are supplemented, is supplied, your housing is supplied, everything is supplied, you're still somebody's child. And whoever supplies your needs, you have the right. He has the right, or she has the right, to gain respect of you, so that you obeying or respecting is something that's supposed to be normal. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. It's not wrong. Obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. My mother is gone. My father is gone. I am still obeying them, because the laws that they give you guides and protects you. Can you remember the laws that your mother laid before she passed? Especially if you are much older, or you experience losing a parent at early age. Can you remember the last thing your parents told you, your mother told you particularly, before she transitioned? Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. And it says, honor your father, not just one. Honor your father and your mother. Honor your father and your mother, which is the first commandment with promise. That means God has given a promise that if you honor your father and your mother, the promise is that you will live long in this life and things will go well for you. When you follow the law, things go well for you. When you break the law, things go wrong for you. Your mother has given you laws. Can you remember some things that the lawgiver gave you before she transitioned? And when I mean law, it doesn't mean stringent, difficult, tough laws. Anything your mother says to you came from the depth of her experience, and they are laws that will guide your life. That's the mother's law. Can you remember the things your mother told you? The lessons she taught you? The principles she extended to you? The corrections? Can you remember those things? If you can remember these things, then I can say that you are law abiding, and the Lord shall preserve your life, and you shall live long, and things shall go well with you. I always draw on my mother's words, and I said these words are my inspiration. And I always say to myself, as long as I am obeying, as long as I'm listening, as long as I'm following, I know that things will go well for me. Because the wish of a mother is that she would be deprived, so her children will be cared for. I know sometimes, because of your personal experiences, memory, if it's to serve you right, and you can go back and rehearse some of the positive things you went through or experiences you had with your mother and not the negative ones, I can tell you, you will be the most happiest person on planet Earth. Children, obey your parents. Obey your parents in the Lord. It is right. Honor your father and your mother, which is the first commandment with the promise that it may go well with you and you may live long on earth. There are so many people who live, but they don't live long on earth. But to live long on earth is not only the years, but living a fulfilled life. You see, at times it is not how many years you live in this life that matters, but the quality life that you live that matters. It could be 70 quality life or 30 hard life. Some people who break laws, usually they go behind bars, and if they keep breaking them, they keep extending their imprisonment. You may be extending your own imprisonment because you are breaking laws. If you can remember the law of your mother and follow the laws of your mother, the fact that now you are grown, now you are rich, now you are powerful, now you are educated, now you are married, now you call the shot, and now you do anything and everything you want to do. Let me just say to you, the first person you can learn from are not the outside mentors. The first person you can learn from is the mother who nurtured you and the father who inspired you. Because if you cannot learn from your father and mother or take wisdom from their experience, the things you've observed, you see, mothers can teach you not by giving you classroom experience. They can teach you by observation. They can teach you through the experience. They can teach you by word. They can teach you by action. And they can teach you so many things. And what you have to do, and I have to do, is to retain those teachings, practice them, so the law of our mother would always exonerate us and put us in the right place so that we will never live life wanting. We have to understand that we have to honor our fathers and our mothers. I know many times you say, well, you know what? I only love my father. I honor my father. Your mother may have taught you so much. At least she has taught you, even if you don't like her, what you don't want to become. Honor her for that. When you are a believer, you should understand that anything that happens into your life, whether plus or minus, is good. Because all things works together for good. For them who love God, who are called according to his purpose. If you are called according to the purpose of God, anything that happens is not happenstance. It has positive lessons, experiences, and benefits to your life. And if you can honor your mother, obey your mother, and you see her as a female parent, a producer of an offspring, as a woman in authority, then I can tell you, celebrating Mother's Day will make meaning. Even though she may not be here, even though she may be dead, even though she may be gone 20, 30, 50 years ago, when you think of her memories, you will break out with a smile and appreciation. Thank God for my mother. Thank God for the things she taught me. These are the things that we're supposed to be saying. Listen to what the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 8. Listen carefully. Proverbs 1:8 is very powerful. This is what it says. My son, listen, my son, hear the instruction of your father, and do not forsake the law of your mother. My son, hear the instruction of your father, and do not forsake the law of your mother. You see, mothers are lawgivers. Your mother is a lawgiver. Don't forsake the law of your mother, because if you do, you would live in want. But if you honor the laws of your mother, I can guarantee you, you would always come on top. You see, mothers are amazing. You know the story of Moses, how he was preserved. The mother kept him when all boys were being killed in Egypt. The mother preserved him, and the sister came along, and they did something that was amazing. And guess what? Pharaoh's daughter found him, and he was raised up. And yet, the sister made clear that there's a Jewish woman that can help raise this child. And they brought the mother back in place. So she gave him all the necessary nurturing wisdom that she needs. And anytime we talk about Moses, we forget about the mother. I want to emphasize the importance of Moses' mother. So if Moses was a great leader, he wasn't a great leader only by the instrumentality of his father. The mother played a role. If Moses was one who produced the law or carried the law and understood how to take the law from the Mount of God and bring it out, it is the experience he gained from the mother, because he didn't learn how to carry law from his father. He learned how to carry the law from his mother. Your mother may not know how to read or write, but if you follow the lawgiver, you'll be the best in everything in life. Children, obey the instructions, sons, obey the instructions of your fathers, and do not forget or forsake the law of your mother. It is very important. So if we have to look at our mothers, I want to say to you, our mothers are very important. Our mothers are very, very critical to our future. And our mothers have to be allowed to be mothers. And don't you try to put your mother in a little corner. Mothers don't need permission to function in their roles. No mother should beg children to act as mothers. They have the Bill of Rights. They have the natural Bill of Rights. And God has given them the natural Bill of Rights. Every mother has the right to be a mother. That is why your mother can make statements your father cannot. Your mother says, I brought you into this life, and if you misbehave, I'll take you out. That is the right of a mother. That's amazing. If you ever remember some beatings you got from your mother, I'm telling you, you realize that the best lessons you learn in life, because your mother doesn't just discipline you. By the time she raises her hand or lifts her hand to visit your backside, or raises her hand to keep your running mouth in its place, you know that you've gone too far. Because naturally we get away with mothers. But when they put the law in you, they are grounding you so that you don't be behind bars, whether physical, spiritual, or any means. So treat them with honor. And remember, they have Bill of Rights. And in case you forget the Bill of Rights, give me opportunity to read the Bill of Rights to you of a mother. This is something that I learned personally. It guided me and helped me to maintain a bond with my mother. No matter how old I was still a little boy. I was still a little boy. I was always her little boy. And she always called me by the pet name she gave me as a child. That's why I can always go to her and kneel and ask her to pray for me. And that's how she could call me anytime, any day, and tell me what I'm supposed to do. My mother would call me and say, listen, I want you to give this thing to your brother. Give this thing to your sister. Do this for them. Do this for them. She doesn't ask me. And you know, if I ever try to give some suggestions, she says, shh, listen to me. Listen to me. And one of the most important prayers she prayed over me was that I shouldn't be weary in doing good, especially to my siblings. And he says that the things I have gone through or I'm about to go through, I should not think I'm the only person who is going through, but I have people who one day come to my aid. So no matter what I go through, I always know that the words of my parent, my female parent, the word of the producer, the word of the woman in authority in my life is still working. I look at my wife, I look at my children, I say, it looks like women have so much impact on me. But I tell you, don't go wrong. Why? Because they invest something in you. It's amazing. It's amazing. My mother never have to ask me permission to function. My mother never have to ask me permission to function. I make my own money, but she tells me how to spend it. Give this one this, and give that this, give that this, give that this. That's my mother. Whenever I see her, I just lit up like a Christmas tree because I'm always excited to be in their presence. And my mother passed 4 years ago, but there's never been a single day that I don't remember her because she gave me laws, and the laws are working. And these are the Bill of Rights of every mother. So you have to understand, this is what they do. Number one, they sacrifice. This is a Bill of Rights. They sacrifice. The act of giving up something so valuable of them so that you and I become what we are today. They sacrifice. Mothers, they sacrifice. This is a Bill of Rights. They sacrifice. Number two, they love. This deep affection that they have for us. Deep affection that our mothers have for us. I've always said, I have never seen a mother who would go and give birth and invite people to come and look at her ugly son or ugly daughter. No matter how ugly a child is, the mother says, my child is fine. Isn't he fine? But you know, men are different. The man will look at the child and say, this is not mine. This is my baby. This boy is not my baby. Why? Because men look at things differently than women. A woman sees beauty in whatever she loves. At times you wonder, why would this woman marry this man? This man, I mean, I'm telling you, this is not a man you write home about. There's some men, you look at them, excuse me to say, I mean, they are good men. They are good men, but they are not the kind of man that you would think will enter into certain families. But you know, when a woman loves, it's the same way. When a woman loves a child, I don't care how you look like. The deep affection is there. Bill of Rights. The third Bill of Rights is care and comfort. Care and comfort. The provision of what is necessary so that you have a total well-being. Mothers love their children deeply. They care and also extend comfort. They want to make sure you are comfortable. Comfortable. This is the Bill of Rights of a mother. So the first one is sacrifice. Second Bill of Rights is love. Third one is care and comfort. And the fourth Bill of Rights is protection. Protection. What does a mother do? A mother protects you to keep you from harm or injury. That's what they do. That's what they do. First, they sacrifice for you. Second, they love you. Third, they care and show you comfort. Make sure you are comforted. Fourth, they make sure you are protected. Protected. They provide protection. And the fifth Bill of Right of a mother is nurture. Mother will encourage the growth and the development. Any woman who comes into your life, she may not be your biological mother, but the fact that you receive encouragement, they help you to grow or to develop, to become somebody in life, whether spiritual or natural. That's an instinct of a mother. That's nurturing. Nurturing. That's the Bill of Rights of mothers. Number 6, they teach. They teach. They teach. You know, fathers instruct, but mothers are teachers. They are the best teachers. You look at look at where we are today. Most women are teachers. Most women are nurses. They will nurse us, they nurture us, and they teach us. I mean, the first words you spoke, the person who heard it first was your mom. That's what mothers do. They teach you. They teach you how to take steps. They teach you how to hold the bottle. They teach you. That's what mothers do. That's the Bill of Rights. They explain and instruct you to do what you ought to do. That is a teacher. That is the 6th Bill of Rights. The 7th Bill of Rights is they lead. They lead to show you the way or to help you to find your destination in life. That's what mothers do. That's what they do. They teach. So when we are celebrating mothers or Mother's Day, or we say, Mother, I love you, these are things I want you to remember. The first one is sacrifice. Second one is love. Third one is care and comfort. Fourth one is protection. Fifth one is nurturing. Sixth one is to teach. Seventh one is to lead. The 8th one is guide. Guide, to help you to make the right decisions. That's what mothers do. Mothers will help you to make the right decision. If you listen to a good mother, you will not go wrong. They will help you to make the right decision. They will help you to make the right decision. The 9th Bill of Rights of a mother is to guard. To guard, that's to watch over you, to make sure that you're safe. To make sure you're safe. The 10th Bill of Rights of a mother is to defend. What they're trying to do is to resist any attack, harm or danger that will come your way. That's what a good mother does. That's the Bill of Rights. These are my personal experience with my own mother. These are the things I experienced with my mother. These are the things that is shaping me. And these are things that has governed my life to this very point. These are the things I learned from the lawgiver, the woman who set the law straight and helped me to be who I am today. The 10th thing is defend. The 11th thing is to heal. Bill of Rights. Mothers heal. They restore you to sound health. When you have a child, you're sick, mama will not sleep. Mama will be there for you. There are some men who do good, but should a child get sick, mama will come and sleep in the hospital. She will visit and stay past visiting hours. That's what mothers do. When I was a little boy and I was poisoned through my right eye, hospitalized, my mother was the one who visited me almost every day. Every day. Her prayer, her commitment was to make sure that I'm safe. She was there watching over my restoration to sound health. The 12th Bill of Rights is feed. Feed. Mothers will feed you. The first thing they see, are you hungry? You want something to eat? Always feeding you. These are qualities of our mothers. So as we celebrate mothers and we're remembering our mothers, these are the things we have to focus on. The woman who fed me, the one who healed me, the one who defended me, the one who guarded me, the one who guided me, the one who led me, the one who taught me, the one who nurtured me, the one who protected me, the one who cared and showed me comfort, the one who loved me, and the one who sacrificed for me. And let me give you The last one, the 13th Bill of Right of a mother is to clothe you, to cover you. Mother will cover you, protect you, cover you, will dress you up, make sure that you're covered. Mothers often don't allow themselves to be hindered when they are producing or when they are actually discharging their duties. No matter what, they will fight anyone. They will fight systems. They will fight society. They will fight everything to preserving their children or their child. That's what mothers do. Most mothers have earned the Bill of Rights. They have earned it from their children and they've done it right. So if your mother have earned this Bill of Rights, then show your mother love and respect. Show your mother honor. And don't let your mother beg you any day and any time to be cared for. She deserves it. The mother's law is what is keeping us all alive. Whether you are man or woman, boy or girl, let the memory of your mother be pleasant and show your mother respect. Some of you may have to go visit their gravesite. Some of you have to go over and take the notes that they left you, the simple things that made you remember them. And thank God for your mother. Even though she's not here, she's still speaking. If her words are in your heart, her impact is being felt, she's still speaking to you, because voices of wisdom never die. The law of a mother, mother's law, is the way to go. I hope and I pray this message has ministered to you. And wherever you are, if you're a mother, I want to bless you and I want to say to you, God sustain you. And again, on behalf of your children, I want to thank you for all the great things you have done. I'm here today to acknowledge your efforts, your commitment, your sacrifice, and all the things you have done. This Bill of Rights has given you the authority to function in your place. Your wishes will be carried out, and the things that you wish us to do to extended families will be carried out. Mother, your laws are accepted. And because your laws are sustaining and your laws enlightens the soul, we thank you for all the good things you've done for us. God bless you, Mom. We are honored that God chose you to be our mom. God bless you.
If you'd like to support Life International, we invite you to go online and give. Your support is how the ministry here at Life International reaches the world. Thank you for your support. See you next time.
Hello, dear sisters and the Lord, my friends, my beloved. I just want to let you know that I miss you so much. I really have your names present before the Lord. I go through all the names that come to my mind, and I remember you before the Lord in prayer. During this time that it's been difficult to see each other physically, I want you to know that you are always remembered in our hearts. Also, I want to remind you, in case you don't know or you haven't been notified, our women's conference, our encounter, has been postponed for a later date in the last week of October. Spaces are available still. If you want to come and you haven't had the opportunity to sign up, please make sure to sign up. We have 2 powerful speakers. The plan has not changed. We're still pursuing to have this time together in the Lord. And so please make sure that you separate that in your calendar. Make sure that weekend is available to be with us, with Life International, Women of Substance, for God's encounter. And remember always that we are waiting to serve you. Love you, love you, love you.
Life Community Services will host a community food drive-through on Saturday, May 16th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pull up. Join us at 4823 Meadow Drive, Durham, North Carolina, 27713. We look forward to seeing you and serving our community. See you Saturday, May 16th.
Today is a very special day. It is a special day in the sense that all over the world, we're celebrating our mothers. This is Mother's Day. Before I extend Happy Mother's Day to all mothers, I want every woman, every girl, every lady, and every female to know how important and special you are to all of us. None of us will ever come to this world without the woman's participation and bringing us into life. We thank you. I thank all of mothers out there. On behalf of men, I thank you. On behalf of fathers, I thank you. On behalf of sons and daughters, I thank you. We are grateful that through you, we have opportunity to live and to find our purpose in God. Mothers, today is your day. You deserve to be honored. And on behalf of all men, I say to you, happy, happy Mother's Day. May the Lord fill you with purpose and extend your joy. And the Lord give you the reward of your labors, and your commitment and contribution in our lives is not in vain. You are precious and highly, highly honored. Happy Mother's Day.